Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. I just wanted to come and sit down with you guys and just really have a heart-to-heart moment with you. I found myself feeling down and groggy and not really knowing what was wrong with me, and I don't know, it was just like anxiety was flooding me and everything was just bothering me, and I was irritable and my patience was just very thin, and I was just lost and confused as to how it even came about or what was really wrong with me, because I really didn't know. But as I was praying and meditating and just really trying to figure out and trying to seek for wisdom and understanding and clarification as to what was going on, I realized that I was a bit down and I was depressed. And what was putting me in a depressive state was everything that was going on around me, with just everyone dying and everyone suffering in their own way. And it's a really tough season right now, and I'm trying not to be consumed with all the news and everything that's going around, and trying to really feed myself with good news and trying to feed myself with God's word and trying to uplift myself with worship music and listening to sermons. It's really tough when you go on social media and all you see is like the news, or all you see is like people dying, or all you see is people losing their jobs and people dealing with anxiety and distress and depression, and all this stuff is happening and everyone is going through their own suffering, and it's just weighing on me. And I tend to take on other people's feelings, and it really is taking a toll on me, and I was a bit down and I was a bit out, and I was just praying and really trying to figure out how I can get out of this, because everywhere you look, it's just everyone is suffering, and it's just so unfortunate. In that moment, I was just like, I don't know what to do, and I was just praying and meditating. And even when I was doing that, in the moment, I didn't really feel at ease, and I was still feeling depression, and I was still getting anxiety, and the cloud was just over me, and it was just, I was just stuck in that state of mind. And this morning, I was reminded that although we go through these times, and although we go through valleys and are followed by the shadow of death, like, we still need to focus on what it is that we need to do, and we need to focus on the goodness of God and really focus on his character, and not allow our circumstances to keep us down and out, and really focus on him, not really worry about where we're gonna go or how we're gonna get out of this. Just really focus on him, get in the word, get in prayer, do everything that you can to connect to him. But you really won't be able to receive the clarity and receive the understanding and receive the peace and the joy and the love and the comfort unless you seek out for it. You can't receive anything that you don't go out and look for. It's so important for the times that we're going through to be intentional with our connecting to God, and really be intentional of seeking him and pushing forth and really trying to break out of our circumstance and switch our perspective. Because when you stop looking at your circumstances and look up to God, he'll be able to help you. It's in times like these that we have to stop and look back at all the things that he's brought us through and all the things that he was with us in, and really remind ourselves and to comfort ourselves within that truth that if he was with us then, he'll be with us now. But it's up to us to keep pressing through. We can't stay in our valley. We can't stay in the season that we're in. We can't stay in the situation that we're in or the circumstance that we're in. We have to keep pushing forth. It's important to realize that God didn't promise all good days. So we can't have that perspective of life. We have to learn how to balance the good and the bad and focus on him throughout it all. That's what's so important. And whether people like to admit it or not, we all go through moments of depression and anxiety. And how you deal with it in those moments matter. I know it's not an easy thing to do, to stop looking at the things that are happening around us and to just look up to God and ask him for help. But that's really the only thing that you can and are able to do to get you through. Because when you dwell in that, all you're really gonna do is bring yourself down. And when you're down, you can't lift yourself up, and you can't lift anyone else up. We have to remember that the things that we go through aren't for us. The things that we experience aren't for us. It's for other people. It's so that we can get the experience, the wisdom, and the knowledge, so that we can help other people who go through the same thing that aren't as strong as we were. That is our purpose in life. And to be completely vulnerable with you, there were times that I wasn't able to do it. And I was so consumed with everything that was happening around me and to me, and I wasn't able to look up to God and pray and to meditate and to seek guidance from him and to really change my perspective that he has everything in his control and everything is going to work out for my good. There are moments that we're going to go through that, and I've been through my fair share. I've been through moments that I cried myself to sleep and stayed in bed all night just crying and sobbing, not really knowing what was going on or how I was going to get out of a situation. And sometimes I wouldn't even take care of myself physically or mentally or spiritually. And it was a really tough moment. And in those moments, I would try to seek things that would give me peace. But in actuality, when you turn to carnal things, it's not going to give you true everlasting peace. It's only going to give you peace in the moment. Because after it's gone, then you're stuck even more broken and even more down and even more depressed after that. And there were times in my life that I would turn to carnal things and I would eat my feelings trying to make myself feel better, and I would try to do different things and watch TV and watch comedy things trying to uplift my spirits to make me laugh. But after it was done and after I ate all the food and after I woke up and I was 5 to 10 pounds heavier, I was even more depressed. When you turn to carnal things and things of this world, you are never going to get everlasting peace. The only everlasting peace and love and joy that you would get that's true is from God. But you have to be able to press in and push through and seek him. You have to be able to seek him and do all that you can to connect to him in order to receive that. So once I changed my perspective in the situation and realized that God is with me in this moment, just like he was in the last moment and the last moment before that, then I begin to meditate on that. And I remind myself of the God that I serve, miracles that he's done, the things that he's delivered me from, comfort that he gives me, the love that he gives me, the peace that he gives me. I begin to meditate on that, and then I begin to pray because I believe and I have faith that he will get me through this time as well. And I can't do anything without him. And then after that, I blast my worship music on and I uplift my spirit and I start to worship and I start to sing and I start to dance. And then I just start to prophesy into my circumstance. And sometimes you have to be able to do that. Although my circumstance isn't really the best, you have to sometimes prophesy to it and speak up. You have to speak up from the situation. And as I'm listening to my worship music and I'm uplifting my spirit and I'm receiving all the things that God wants to give me to get me through, I start to take care of myself. I start to do my hair like I did now. I start to do my makeup. I start to clean. I then shower because I haven't showered in a couple days because the depression was just so heavy on me that I just have no energy to do anything. I then mask. I then brush my teeth because all these things that we would typically do, depression would be so heavy that you have no energy to do it. You just try to seek whatever you can to get yourself out of that funk. And those are the moments that I was going through. And I know I'm not alone in that. But once you meditate and you pray and you put your worship music on, you then start to take care of you. And that's what's most important. And even when you don't know how you're going to get out of the situation, all you have to realize is that you follow the way. And God is the way. And he will lead us to everywhere that we need to be. But we need to trust him. I hope that this helps you. And I'm praying that you'll be able to get through this season. And you'll receive the peace and the love and the comfort and the ability to push yourself out of this dark spot and to push towards the mark and to do all it is that you were called to do and to not let your circumstance consume you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Now I'm off to clean my room, to really give myself an environment that's going to serve me and inspire me to do more. I'm gonna mask while I'm doing it. And then after my mask dries up, I'm gonna shower because I haven't showered in a couple days. And I'm gonna keep my rollers in. I'm gonna let the curls set because I'm not putting heat in my hair right now. I'm gonna exercise after that. And then I'm gonna take another shower. And I'm just gonna bask in his love and his peace and his mercy and joy. And I'm going to keep pressing through because I refuse to lose and I refuse to stay in this place. And I hope you make that decision as well. I love you guys.